so your stewardship is really important, but what I wonder is when you're like assigning out, how do you assign out that Remnick guy? In other words, you're the person that's there, you're the constant, you're the steady, and then this morning you wake up and you see that Russia is begin nudging Iran, and you think, kind of a Cold War, post-Cold War confluence. You know, I have a little bit of expertise.
You mean why I don't get on an airplane more often?
Well,
because
no, I think you get on an airplane plenty. I mean, I suspect, and I think it was, I got an inkling tonight that there's some cloning technology involved, because you weren't here right on time, and I called, and someone who sounded a lot like you answered your phone. And I saw you at the same time. So I think you report plenty. I just wonder how you pick your battles. I know you.
It's a good question, and I don't think I picked them very well in the very beginning. I think in the very beginning, Doctor, I'm having
Could you lie down,
I'm
please?
having this feeling that since I didn't know how to do the new thing, and I kind of knew how to do the older thing, there was a reflex to do the older thing a little too readily and a little bit in too minor a key. What I've tried to do is pick one or two things of scale in the course of the year. The last piece I wrote was about Bill Clinton, and I haven't done anything since, other than save comment, which is a one.
I thought that was a really good assignment, because there was...
It was contained, too, to be honest, David. There was a trip. I know enough about how these pieces work, that if you're on an airplane with Bill Clinton for 10 days and you can't get any material out of that, you should really pursue your career as a supermodel or at Walmart, or you should do something else. And so my bucket was out, but I knew what I was doing. If I had assigned myself to do Bill Clinton without a trip, where there was an enclosed space,
Right.
It could have sprawled into months, and I can't afford that.
Yeah, but you kind of have to watch it, because there are people who have performed amazing acts of reporting. Steve Call comes to mind, Ghost Wars, right? Mm-hmm. Managing editor of the Washington Post. Now he works for you. You gotta.
You bet.
And it's incredibly. You talked about the selfishness of the writer, and to be alone in a room with the blank screen is, yes, an intimidating, horrifying thing. I happen to love it as well. But it beats, when you're an editor, I was an editor of weeklies, and what would happen is over and over there'd be a knock on the door, open up, and somebody would have this steaming pile in their hands and look at it, and then look at you. Problems. Yeah. Look at this. Look at my steaming pile of crap. and versus yes, the lone struggle against the blank screen, which sounds pretty darn good.
You're right. You're right.